Just another day in Mexico. I feel like one of my headphones is not working, but I hear it, but I don't have that noise canceling sound that's usually on. But anyways, we are here. We are live. I'm just going to go with a little bit of weird sound. Totally okay. Let me just pull this out for a second. Yeah, I don't know. Still sounds weird. We're going to go with it. Let me know if the sound on your side sounds weird. I don't think it will, but I will internalize this discomfort for you. Don't worry. I'll make it go away. Anyways, what's up, Red Squirrel? Good to see you. I want to talk about PulseX, and we may be getting those upgrades, not the ones you've been looking forward to, not single-sided staking or limit orders. Did we ever get limit orders? I don't even remember. It's been 3 years in crypto winter so far, so I don't pay much attention to it anymore. Don't look at the price because right now we're building, and yeah, I think that's okay. I'm okay with that. My body is ready. What's up, Iron Freedom? How are you? Oh, Red Squirrel. I don't know if this is how you got Red Squirrel. What's up? Oi. Called it live. Yes. Welcome, X Blind Royal TX. You did catch it live. I just want to go over, because if you didn't catch it yet, yesterday evening, I did a great stream with Jesse and Funding Jim, and we went over some of the basics. Again, I wish I would have invited Dipcatcher to that one. I try not to invite him too much. I just don't want to be like, poking him all the time and stuff. But boy, did he write some good threads and some good analysis. So try to have him on the show when I can, but I don't want to, overextend him either. I did invite him to this one. I don't think he can make it though. But I want to go through some of his tweets and just kind of talk about a little bit what he's seen. He's got some analysis. I believe Hans also has some analysis to Jesse. We talked about it a little bit too yesterday. But I just wanted to go through. So apparently PulseX, there's an issue with the buy and burn. And honestly, it's still not exactly clear. It's something I want to go through the tweets and kind of go through this too. But it looks like at least first, the buy and burn has not been working properly, at least for a few days. It sounds like two or 3 days or so. It's 3 days ago, PulseX factory feed 2 setting was changed to this. So this means the buy and burn is no longer activated. Okay, so they turned buy and burn off. And people notice, slow down the amount of burn feature, attempt to run a few sample LP tickets held the contract, they're slipped too high. So there's that. And then talks about no clue why this was turned off. Okay, so buy and burn, for some reason buy and burn was turned off. And then again, shout out Dipcatcher. I'm just going to paste these tweets in the chat in case anybody wants to follow along. Say hi to the chat every once in a while. Welcome. If you're new here, I am Max, and I run the RHMax channel, where we talk about lots and lots of RHMax stuff. I don't know why I say RHMax stuff. Lots of RH stuff, including the ecosystem otherwise, community projects and stuff too. A lot of stuff I like and think will be net beneficial to Hex, PulseChain, and otherwise. And we get a little technical every once in a while. However, again, on this one, I have not looked at these contracts. I'm not a smart contract dev. I do write code and stuff, but my knowledge is limited on some of these things. I really rely on just Dipcatcher's threads and analysis, some of these screenshots to talk through this. But so something's wrong with buy and burn. So the same day buy and burn was turned off, a new version was deployed on testnet. So we know that, again, shout out to Hans here, a new version. Apparently they're testing on testnet v4, a new version of buy and burn on testnet. As you can see, some transactions and stuff here. And while the two versions share many similarities, notable differences include a utility function added to validate LP tokens. So this is something I was missing yesterday when we was talking to Jesse too, was I got the part where buy and burn was turned off. Okay, it wasn't burning or something for a little bit. But then the part about validating LP tokens was interesting because I didn't quite pick up on it at first. I thought, okay, validate LP tokens. And then Jesse kind of talked about, well, we're not sure if there was minting going on or otherwise, which maybe there was. We'll get into that. That Dipcatcher was on that case as well. So if you look at this, again, we looked at it last night. This was changed. So on the left is the original version, and on the right is the changed version. So again, two notable differences was a utility function added to validate LP tokens. And then this was changed from private to public. So again, not blockchain dev, just kind of looking at these changes here, color of convert multiple, color of convert LPS. So it looks like a little bit of changes there, but honestly, don't know a lot beyond that. Haven't dug into it. Not really interested to dig into it, especially with Dipcatcher actually doing a lot of the analysis for us. So that was cool. So I wonder why it was necessary. The new version confirms that tokens are being converted are in fact LP tokens. So right there, when I see that, I'm thinking, okay. Something around validating LP tokens and then checking new conversion where the tokens are actually being converted. So validating they are in fact LP tokens. So maybe it was something around other tokens that weren't LP tokens. And we'll get into Dipcatcher's analysis too about the spoofing and otherwise. Other tokens could be converted as well. So that tells us a whole lot, right? Again, just reading the text and barely kicking the tires on the code here. Next tweet. So some recent ones here from Mr. Dipcatcher. Shout out to our friend Tommy. Turns out PulseX buy and burn, BBC, gotta love that abbreviation, may have been turned off in response to some wizard figuring out how to spoof the buy and burn contract with fake PulseX LB token addresses and extracting over 1 billion Pulse in various liquidity pools. Okay, so not from people, not from wallets. No, there's no attacks or anything going on. It's just they were figured out, apparently some logic flaw in the code or otherwise. What it looks like, pure speculation. Again, I'm not a PulseChain dev. I'm just reading from analysis from Dipcatcher, does a lot of good stuff, trusted resource in the community. It looks like there was somebody figured out a way to use the contract to get over 1 billion WPLS various liquidity pools. Figure only counts one such contract identified in the pattern, have not yet been calculated. Extent of other contracts, similar contracts doing this, consistent with parent fixes deployed with the newbies, which takes additional token verification measures. Again, that's why I say, hey, this is why we audit. This is why we normally audit. This is why this whole community has formed around auditing stuff. And that's what when people say, oh yeah, it's a fork of this, it's a fork of that, it's already been audited. Yes, the original, that means, think about it like this. So the original code has been audited, but as soon as you start making changes and you don't get a new audit, those changes aren't audited, just matter of factly, right? So even though most of the code may be audited, the changes perhaps have not been. And yeah, if this turned out to be another bug, PulseX, at least let's say the second one or so. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to make this sound much better than it is or otherwise. I'm certainly not trying to go the other way either. But the PulseX burn and earn is kind of cool. I mean, hey, you could say, oh, it's a marketing strategy or whatever, but it's kind of cool. So I'm not sure we're going to see I joked we'd see a burn, earn, and tweet and twerk. I don't think we're going to see a V3 twerk on this one. However, I do think we will see some new deployment that has these additional measures that make sure people can extract more value from the contracts than they're allowed to. So again, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm not changing anything around PulseX or strategies or farming or otherwise around that. It's just interesting how parts of the code can be used this way, and definitely wouldn't call it catastrophic or anything like that. That's not, from what I'm seeing. I think it's another, gosh, that'd be nice if that didn't happen, but devs are working hard on it and all that stuff. Will we prefer these things never come up? Sure, but somebody, let's see, was it last night or somebody before? I can't remember. I have these conversations on Twitter and streams and otherwise. But somebody was asking me or saying that, oh yeah, another bug. Oh, I think it was on a YouTube comment. And to me, I just quoted this, and this is what, doesn't make me have anxiety and stuff over this really either, is the price you pay for the world's best performing asset is volatility. Now, that could be price volatility. It could be software volatility. It could be, on launch, again, zoom out, we're 3 or 4 months in, let's judge PulseChain, let's judge Richard, let's judge the devs and all the products when we're 1, 2, 3, 4 years in instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 months in, right? I think that's a more fair way of looking at it. So yeah, bugs happen. I mean, Hedrons has bugs, Maximus have bugs. We love those guys and appreciate all the work they do too. These things happen. Hex, bug free, knock on wood, still good. Super audited contract as well though. Super new, all new code. It wasn't a fork of anything, and very, very audited. And I don't think we ever saw the results of the different audits. Some of them were posted, some of them weren't. I remember Richard forever, still an audit. The typical just not want to release it. I think honestly, which is fine, whatever. It'd be nice to see the Hex audit one day, maybe in 10 or 15 years from now, to see if they found anything interesting that was fixed beforehand. But yeah, like I said, price you pay for the best performing assets, volatility. You're not going to get the nicest stuff at first. You're going to maybe everything will be nice and shiny and bug free or mostly thereof when all the gains are gone. Which one would you rather have? Would you rather be here for the volatility? Possibly to the upside. That's what we're hoping. Who knows? Nobody knows that. Or would you rather be here when all the gains are gone and everything's really nice and stable, right? So I would apply that statement to both. I would apply that to both the price and the ecosystem code, platform, all that stuff. So the chart shows sample of WPS bounces contract, play over 5-day exercise strategy, turned off, contract sent back to the original employer who still holds it. Okay, interesting. Brings up important discussion around who the WPS belongs to. Yeah, always remember this. This is why I love Dipcatcher too. He really talks about these core principles of the ecosystem around. Remember, crypto assets are bearer assets, meaning if you have the keys, you have the coins. There's no ownership. There's no it's not like you have these coins. You have access to these coins, right? So I think that's a good way to kind of mental model too to think about it. Like a bearer asset. Whoever bears it has the assets. So don't lose your keys. Don't give your keys away. Else you may not be the bearer. So very strong point. He's always very principled. I like the way he approaches things. So as it stands, the WPS belongs to whoever controls keys. They interact with BBC in a way that's programmed to operate. They perform published math, result collected. Yep, exactly. They talk to the contract, and that's how that stuff works. So one way is happy little accent by program WPS to reward for showing the improved BBC. Yeah, there you go. It's that is a way of proving certain issues exist, and yeah, there's again, this is crypto. Whoever holds the keys or is able to use a contract in clever ways can do that. The point or the goal of the devs is to make sure that the guarantees or the the explicit things meant to happen as much as possible. But if there's a clever way to get around it, then that can happen too. Ethereum, PulseChain, they're all smart contracts. Program it to do anything, and there may be different cases to push different buttons and make it do different things. So same thing in computer security too. It's just been my background where a program's supposed to do this, the server's supposed to do this. Well, it may do other things if you don't solve for all the cases or try to validate all the things you can think of at least, and all the important things at least. So some lessons here. Our devs, I'm sure, are working as hard as they can to get this stuff done. But to me, again, whatever. I think the technical details are interesting. I think the community knowing about this stuff is interesting, and that's why I'm bringing it to you too, because I know people are like, oh, what's going on? So I wanted to try to just be BBC wizard. It's just so fun to say that. Yeah, just fun to see how this stuff works and understand, some of the risks and some of the Of course, maybe I wouldn't be as happy if it was some catastrophic bug or otherwise. I'd be a downer. But hey, in it to win it. So a lot of this stuff is just the V1, V2 stuff. Again, I said it was a nothing burger in the beginning. Not a big deal. And I'm someone who, I like providing LP. I like farming and stuff too. It's like, yeah, just part of the game, all part of the experience, right? All right, let me say hi to the chat real quick before I get into the next one. I know quite a few people have barreled in here. Limit orders be a game changer. Yes, I think people who would like to get coins at a certain price would appreciate that. We'd like to have that as well. What's up, Rusty? Welcome. Akari.io. Very cool. So yeah, you know what? As soon as I saw you pop in, I was like, I'm gonna ask you what you think, because I know you guys do deck stuff, I believe, if I remember. What's up, Archetype? Good to see you, man. I talked to you for a while. Saw you did an interview with Fashion Code the other day, so very cool. I like her as well. Peso dude, what's happening? Card can be fixed easily in PulseX Factory, but V2 can be changed to the new BBC. Boom, there you go. Shout out to Cardo. I know you probably have some. Again, if you're a dev on Dexes, you probably know more about it than me on some of these ways to do that. Because again, not a smart contract dev, maybe a dev-ish in certain other ways. I can read code, some code, not all code. I have quite a bit of language experience, but smart contracts, I'm mostly just looking at logic and trying to see the similarities between them. So it can be easily fixable. So very cool, very good to know. Godfather J6, good to see you, man. Got the peace sign, you got the fire, you got the heart, and you got the star. Shout out to stars out there. I'm gonna leave your comment up there for now, just for people to see when they get in here too, because that is good to know. So Dipcatcher says, this is like, I saw it when he tweeted it. It said like 47 seconds ago. I'll just have me on Twitter around like, oh, very good. I will add that to my talk today. My proposed solution to de-risk buy and burn is in unpredictable liquidity pools is to change it to a simple Dutch auction. So yeah, Dipcatcher has some interesting ideas around certain ways to change or modify things. I know he's talked about, we had a discussion, heard him talk about before PulseChain launched on the supply, the devs were trying to figure out how to do it within a certain slot size. I forget what it was. And he had some pretty interesting and creative solutions on that as well. So this is I love the community coming up with these technical solutions, ways to think about it, ways to reason about what the problem is, how to solve it, all this stuff too. So very cool. So one, contract collects LP tokens, contract lists LP tokens for sale, PulseX, and absurdly high starting price. Every block price decreases. User feels worried about burning PulseX and redeeming LP token based on current price. The token is actually backed by the liquidity position, and the underlying tokens are valuable. And someone at some point will inevitably swap PulseX for LP token. Up to them to do it now. Spoof tokens will easy to spot and can be avoided. If user comes within PulseX and fills the order of spoof token, any loss contained to that user. All that happens is a user burnt PulseX, and what they got was spoof token and learned the important lesson. It's a good solution because simple as process keeps the Fox liquidity pool position out of the henhouse. Yeah, right. Yes, the clever foxes. We like to keep them out of the buy and burn. But hey, if you're clever, again, everything's there. That's the thing people don't understand. Is you get all these emotions and all this stuff involved. Of course, money's involved. If you're affected or not, most people probably aren't affected by this, by the way, or aren't affected to any degree where they're gonna care that much. I'm speculating. I don't know everything, but I'm not too worried about it. I'll say that. But it is one of those games where every DeFi product, every product out there, there's going to be edge cases. There's going to be conditions that weren't double checked and triple checked or otherwise, maybe weren't audited, and they're going to come up. And hopefully, all we can do is hope, one, people don't lose much money or any at all. We hope they're nothing burgers, right? For most people, at least. We hope for everyone, but at least for most people. And two, the devs test and deploy fixes pretty quickly, which, yeah, I think Brett's already tweeted about this, one of the most public devs. And, we've already got a deployment on testnet. So there's not much for anyone to do on this, honestly, that I can see. Again, let me know if you have other opinions or just want to vent or otherwise. When I see negative comments and stuff, I usually try to take them and turn them into a good question or a good point to talk about. But in general, yeah, it's just unfortunately we got some more upgrades that we weren't quite looking for, but are necessary that can come out of this. And just another day in Hexaco. This is the building time. I tweeted about this too. This is not the time I look at the price. This is not the time that I'm worried about this or that happening or whatever. I am glad to see SEC losing more cases and crypto winning more things. And I think that maybe that builds momentum going into 2024 as well. I don't know. It seems like it's. I guess you could look at it. And we'll talk about this a little bit more with. I got Charlie from Cold Fake Crypto coming on tomorrow. DCC was supposed to be here today, but he is apparently tied up, so he did not come on today. But I got his. They do the crypto mindset course. Charlie, I got him coming on tomorrow. We'll talk about. It is interesting that 2023, a lot of SEC is coming after crypto, all different ways. After DeFi, after Coinbase, after all these different things, after the great sale investment funds, they won the case. So shout out to them. Glad that happened. And then we're building so much stuff. PulseChain gets launched. Very cool, right? I could really make a cool case that this is like, hopefully, again, pure speculation, hopefully setting up perfectly for the next bull run. I don't know when it's going to come. Don't know if it's going to come. Don't give financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, you guys know that. I can make a case that BlackRock found that everything, all the ETFs, everything is lining up and pointing, at least for me personally, pointing towards 2024, 2025. And our friend Somi shouts it all the time, but it certainly seems that way that the 2023 is just gonna, for me, I'm looking at it as more of a building year. Built in, that's like a crypto word for building from the 2017 bear market. And boy, I hope it lines up to be like 2020. I saw one of Anthony Pompliano, saw him on YouTube talking today about the SEC case that Grayscale won. And he was talking about how this looks like eerily similar to 2020. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope we all get super rewarded for sitting through all this stuff, making the right decisions. Again, everyone not being rewarded just for being around, but you have to make the right judgment. You got to make the right call. I got to make the right calls. If I want to be a millionaire, billionaire, if I want to accumulate enough wealth to go do really cool stuff out in the world, be able to leave my job, leave a lot of obligations behind me, and just be the best version of myself, which I know I probably share that with a lot of people out there. I have to make the right decisions and judgments. And I think I picked the right community. I don't think a lot of us even have backup plans, right? Like, you all have backup. You have like a backup community you're going to go to. If Hex, PulseChain, everything goes to zero, is there like a backup plan? You're going to go. For me, I don't even think about it. It's not even an option. It's not even one of those things in my mind. It's kind of like you hear people talk about, I'm going down with the ship, or I assume that it's gone. I'll never get back, which is a great way to look at it too. It helps. I think if you go by that, it can help you from overinvesting and being really sad when prices are down and otherwise. But to me, and again, maybe that's why I'm RHMax once, right? Like maybe that's, I like to have philosophical conversations. I got crypto, I got a Mad Gains Mindset coming up with Gold Key from Maximus team on Friday. Y'all should tune into that. So we always get in some fun conversations, but philosophically, I just think that I've always been along Richard Hart stock. I've always just bet on him as a person. And then it's not even for PulseChain and Hex. I don't even need to bet on him for those. I can't see there's any way he doesn't come out on top one way or another. I know his mission. I know his intelligence. I know his not his ability to not make mistakes, but his ability to always be ahead and always understand what's important and figure it out. He's well funded. I think it's unlikely he doesn't succeed in anything that he wants to do. And the SEC keeps losing cases. So I think the momentum's in the direction of crypto and people doing the right stuff there. And I think their founder in particular has a lot of cool stuff he's doing and a lot of cool stuff he wants to do, and he's not finished yet. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of going about crypto and my future thoughts for it, but I don't even think about backup plans or what if Hex, does this or that. I'm just waiting. I'm just creating content, supporting the community that I love. Met so many talented people here, planning barbecues, hanging out with local Hexicans, enjoying the time we have together. Not that it's going to end anytime soon. We got 5, 10, 15 years, depending on how long your stakes are. And boy, I said this a million times, but I'll come tomorrow when I talk to Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. I'll ask him about Hex stakes too. Beautiful, beautiful idea, beautiful ecosystem. And man, I don't know. From time to time, if you look at this situation, I guess you can look around anytime and just look around and say, okay, why is things down? Why this, why that? You can, if you're looking for reasons to be sad or be upset or think it's not fair or blame somebody else, I guess there's plenty of things to go around to look at that in a bear market, in every bear market, honestly. But right now, and I listened to, shout out to Crypto Colin for posting the SEC discussion about Richard yesterday. Some gentleman on there who made some very good points. And usually I don't tune into Twitter Spaces. I don't really participate much on there. It's just one of the community things I just don't do. I like creating content on YouTube. I prefer to. So, but I enjoyed hearing these conversations and people posting. I was watching the one yesterday or listening to it, and it just gave me just all kinds of hope, all kinds of just, wow, there's people, on Twitter, you tend to see, I'll get to chat in just a minute, by the way. I'm just kind of riffing right now. On Twitter, you tend to see a lot of negative. I'm muted and I don't really block people much. Although I've seen some people block me, funny enough. And then when they block you and I see other people respond to certain things and it says like, you can't view tweets by this author. I'm just like, I don't even know who blocked me sometimes. I don't know. It's just funny. It's like you don't even know who blocked you sometimes unless you literally go to their profile. But then apparently I don't do that. I just look to see people replying to other tweets they did. And then I just can't see who made the original tweet. It's just funny. But you tend to see a lot of negativity. From what I've heard, at least, I don't see a lot myself because I follow the right people and I mute the right people as well, I guess. But I just think that hearing people, the community on spaces and otherwise, and there's a lot of rowdy spaces and people just talking about whatever they want to talk about too. But and people with maybe they have agendas, maybe they have hurt feelings, they want to take it out on somebody else as well. I think that when there's plenty of positive content out there too, and not just hopium, not just, that's something I try to avoid on the channel too. I won't say that I never try to say things in a positive light because just in general, my personality is, I think there's, every situation, something good can come from it. I think that's just a healthy way to look at things that I've developed over time as well. And it just seems like this community this year, boy, it's not even about achieving glory. It's not even about, if we come back this and get through this, thrive, win the case, crypto macros look amazing, bull run, Hex to whatever your dream price is. If we do all that, not only will it be one of the craziest and most glorious stories of crypto, would that just be a win for everyone in general? Not just our community, but crypto. And then our ideas in crypto in this community, which I think there are a lot of good ones. Delayed gratification, true DeFi, as little admin keys as possible, at least, if not trustless, if not completely trustless. Our ability to spread these ideas and help people see what finance is really about, how it affects their real lives, and how they can just better themselves and better their family. That's what it's really about at the end of the day. It's not about, to me, everyone has their own thing. To me, it's not about holding, I'm not Godwell. He has so many coins, he could probably, I don't know when he can sell. Maybe in 5 or 10 years, if we ever grow to like $1 trillion market cap and beyond, then maybe you can get some liquidity without just murdering the price down forever. But some people have bags and they just don't need to sell. They don't care to sell for a long time. But I think if the point of getting financially free is to buy your freedom, and point in being in the community is being a place with shared values, take profits when you need to, take care of your friends, your family, yourself first. Also make sacrifices to make sure that the ideals you like and want to stick around survive. It just seems like we're in a great position to do that, especially if we're able to get some positive news. We're able to onboard more people. We're able to get past some of the gatekeeping and otherwise. So all that to say, we need limit orders. Akari says we have limit orders. Do we? I don't know. I've kind of just remapped limit orders to providing LP, because you can basically turn LP positions into limit orders if you know when to pull them, when to have them, and stuff like that. Of course, since you're essentially trading one coin for another, it's not quite the same, but you can effectively use LP to quietly sell, quietly buy one coin or another based on price and stuff like that. Anyways, Cardo, let me know if you ever want to come on stream, because you came to stream a few times and said some smart stuff. So if you ever want to come on stream, let me know. Hit me up at RHMax on Twitter. I'll see if we can get a stream together. I always like to have new people on too. I've had a few people in the community on 5 to 10 times. Dipcatcher's been on it got to be 10 times now. Access Live's been on 10 times. Sloth and all the crew been on a lot. But always looking for new people too. Not just on open mic. I can do 100%. I haven't did 100% uptime for a long time. Yeah, let me know. I got a couple people in mind for 100% uptime that I would like to get on and discuss some stuff, good stuff on. Blin Tasty. I want to say Bleno Tasty. Not sure how to pronounce your name. How many PulseX to make $1 million? I don't know. $1 million. If you're going to make $1 million, probably quite a few at today's prices. Don't know what the future prices will be. However, I'll say this. What a lot of people talked about having billions of the coins. Yeah, this was before the price drops and stuff too. Having billions of the coins made sense if you want to, depending on the time horizon, how much you want to make, blah, blah, blah. If anyone said, oh, I have a billion PulseX, billion hex, obviously that's like an incredible amount. But if you have a billion PulseX, that sounds like a position. If you held it for a long time, who knows where the price would go? Who knows, we're going to have a place to stake it, earn more coins or otherwise. And I've got a lot of community projects coming out that may be able to solve that too. But to me, $1 billion of Pulse, $1 billion PulseX, that's kind of like what, I don't talk about my coins much, but that seems like a good, reasonable amount for me personally, I would like to watch those appreciate in the ecosystem over time. I would hope they would appreciate and they would turn into many, many multiples of what they are today. Will they? No idea. But I think the billion mark seems like you're invested in the ecosystem, or it seems like if I had $1 billion Pulse and $1 billion PulseX, it would feel like I would be quite invested in the ecosystem and I would be quite lucky if I got many, many multiples out of this. Good morning. What's up, sweet Aussie? Nice. Happy to see a little green insurance. I don't know. I think I accidentally checked the price, or like somebody posted on Twitter. I literally try not to check the price. This is not the price checking time to me. This is not I tell people I only check the charts when I want to sell in a bear market. In a bear market, I'm checking the prices if I'm about to sell something, because I'd like to know how much I'm going to get and whether it's a good idea or not right now. If I'm trying to take profit or otherwise switch positions in something else. So I don't have a lot of plans to do that right now, because I prefer not to sell. when I imagine lots of people who have their sacrifice coins and saw the dips in the last few months. This to me personally, I try not to sell and lose money. I try to avoid doing that. So it's fun to look at the charts very much in the bear market. Bull market is fun. Oh yeah, price went up and down. Wild swings because it's on the way up and you got a lot more fun to be had. But right now, I don't really get the price very much. However, green is always good. So appreciate that scene. All right. That's all I got. You guys got any questions? I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna go outside. I need to get oh yeah, I got a PulseX shirt on. Boom. Love the product. If that wasn't clear, I do love PulseX. I love the product. It needs some work. And there are lots of things in PulseChain need work. But if you're here early and you believe in a product, if you believe you get in early and price go up, this is a pretty cool community. I'll say that. If you're new here and you're like, God, there's, what's going on? These things are all over the place. The product's going up and down. The founder's getting sued, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I got plenty of videos. Go search RHMax Richard Hart. And you'll see some content about how I feel. And I've been following Richard since 2017. Wish I could find the exact date, but I think it's early 2017 sometime. And pretty interesting guy. And this community, never seen anything like it in a very good way. Not perfect, but boy, we got some cool stuff going on. So that's it. That's all I got for you. Go follow Dipcatcher. He's awesome. He creates free open source software. I like Richard right now. Open source software and a lot of derivatives and Maximus products are just amazing. Again, I got Gold Key coming on Friday for Mad Gains Mindset. That's going to be a good one. What else we got? Again, I was going to have DCC on today. Apparently didn't work out. Let me check my tweets just in case. Oh man. Maybe I don't know. Now he's responding like 30 minutes beforehand. Oh man, you kill me. I'll see if he wants to come on a little bit later. We'll do that because I'm stand by. Not confirm. Maybe we'll have one later tonight. Yes, okay. Also, yeah. So looks DCC's around, but yeah, I think we're gonna do one a little bit later. I have to reschedule because I did not get confirmation from. Anyways, tomorrow we got Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. We got who's on Thursday? Oh yeah, I was gonna do a stream Thursday with Blue Bum and Markable, but I think time zones are crazy for both of them right now, so it's kind of hard to get one. It's not a weird one for both of us. And then Friday, Gold Key with Mad Gains Mindset. Be pretty good. James Arbery, why are there no values for PulseX in the Pulse wallet? I don't know what the Pulse wallet is. I don't think there is an official Pulse wallet. But the app seems fine last I checked. So I'm not sure on that. Can't get on stream now, but I'm here. I know, man. I know. I understand. But I'm now wrapping up. Dipcatcher, you are the man. And I just went through all your tweets, but I don't quite have the nuance you have. So I did my best to try to recollect through this with all my technical expertise. But you definitely you actually did a really good job explaining it in the tweets. It's just there's so many details, so many stuff that overnight through that. This guy, Sherlock Holmes, man, you are awesome. I mean, if you come on later, I might have DCC on later. But again, you missed it earlier. I was telling everyone I try not to poke you too much, but there's been so many things you've been tweeting about lately that I'm like, I know you can expound on them on stream. So hope I'm not bothering you too much. But you say smart stuff and like to talk to you. Didn't even realize that stuff. It took us, dude. I know. Like reading this, I'm like, just begs for more details. But no, I think you're doing your best for the time you have, and no, thank you. You don't. You do way more than so many other people in the community. So I appreciate that. Do you know Ocarina? I do not. That's why I invited them on the stream to talk about it and talk about DEX in general. Any thought on PulseX price recently stack rates? No idea. Do not give price predictions or thoughts in that area, Hamidov. But appreciate you asking. But yeah, at least stack rates. Yeah, I don't think I'd be holding on. Me personally, I don't think I'd be holding on to PulseX if I didn't think it'd get past stack rates. 10,000X may be the meme, but boy, the lower the price goes. I don't know how low. Here's a question for chat. How low would the PulseX price have to go before you would start considering the 10,000X being real? How low would it have to go? That would be crazy. Hit me up in the comments, everyone watching this afterwards. Anyways, Dipcatcher's awesome. Go follow him. I did my best on going through this stuff, but again, I don't write smart contract code. I'm just my little bit of dev experience, and I just tried to go over this and hope I did a good job. Hope everyone kind of understands what I tried to explain. But yeah, maybe Dipcatcher will come on one day and we'll talk about this. But no pressure, no pressure. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Again, go follow Antonio, one of my favorite people in the ecosystem. Maximus guys, Hedron guys, building great products. Tento likes to tweet, likes to go down rabbit holes. We did a great PDI stream the other day as well. Had a lot of details on that stuff if you're interested in that wild ride as well. So never a boring day in Hexco. Never a boring day. That's all I got for everyone. I may be on later with DCC. Yeah, apparently I don't know why he didn't respond. I would have waited around and kept our scheduled stream, but just didn't work out today. No worries though. Hopefully he can come on later, or we will reschedule. And that's all I got. So everyone, Scivive and 5555. We are out.